Welcome to Blue Sparrow Wellness. I'm Dr. David Murr.
And I'm Dr. Indira Murr.
And today we want to say happy holidays to everyone. We're talking about this time of year where there's lots of festivities and activities and so many things going on that sometimes it can get a little stressful. And so we wanted to talk about some of the things to be aware of this time of year when the holiday season is on us and we have to deal with so many different things. And so how do we take care of ourselves? But then also, what are some of the gifts that we can give to others? There's some great things that we need to think about in how we serve others this time of year. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about that as well. So.
Yeah, we always tend to associate the holidays with really happy times and festivities, and there is lots to be excited about. We're seeing our families that we don't normally do during the year. We're Christmas shopping and going out and getting gifts for everybody. There's trees and lights and songs and music everywhere, and it's usually associated with a very festive, happy time. But there are increases in mental illness and depression and anxiety and lots of stress during the holidays as well, especially when you've lost a loved one. We know, especially in the emergency department, this time of year, we see a lot of increases in substance abuse and alcohol abuse and increases in depression and suicidality. And so along with the holidays, oftentimes comes depression and anxiety and stress. And so we just need to be aware of that, not try to cover it up or not try to just suffer through it, but try to find ways that we can help alleviate the stress and the anxiety and find good coping mechanisms, as well as ways that we can decrease some of that stress. A lot of the stress associated with the holidays is the holiday shopping and not having the money, not having the resources to be able to give people the things that you want to give them. So what are other ways, creative ways that we can give and be generous during the holidays, but also not break the bank?
Yeah, it's important to remember to take care of yourself. A lot of times the discussion is about others this time of year, which is appropriate, but certainly financial and physical, emotional difficulties can make that a hard time of year for some people. And there are studies actually that have shown that there's increased heart attacks during the holiday season. And so, like Indira was talking about, even loneliness factors of maybe lost loved one, and so we typically think about that this time of year. So really just take a moment to kind of pause and consider, what do I need to spend time on? What do I need to spend my financial resources on? And is it really affecting those that we're hoping to give? Or is it really just because you feel like you have to do something, but it's actually causing more stress? So, yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading this morning an article on post-traumatic stress and anxiety in healthcare workers and frontline healthcare workers, and kind of not they are studies that showed it during the beginning stages of the pandemic, but now there's more studies coming out kind of in the middle to tail end of the pandemic, and so the highest rate of stress is among the healthcare workers who are in the process of changing careers or in the process of having experienced secondary stress from the people that they have treated and the families that they have treated whose loved ones have died during the COVID pandemic. And so again, not to overly focus on COVID, but what we have, as a world and as a nation, come through one of the most traumatic events that most of us have lived through in our lifetime. And it's important to take note of that and focus on the things that we can do to help each other through this stressful period. And one of the things that the article mentioned was getting into hobbies like running and reading and spending quiet meditative time, deep breathing exercises and meditation. And so those are things that we can always do, having coping mechanisms that we have in place for anxiety and stress related conditions, regardless of what we're going through.
The other thing that we want to think about this time of year is what do we give to others, because that's often the focus. But remember that it's not always about gifts like physical gifts or financial gifts, but sometimes just gifts of time, gifts of service, giving yourself to others. There's a great example of that we just have come across. You may be familiar with 2018, the Wild Boars soccer team in Thailand. A team and their coach got trapped in a cave. And a lot of the world was kind of on edge as to what was going to happen. Well, there's a great documentary from National Geographic. It's on the Disney Plus right now called The Rescue. There's even a film coming out next year by Ron Howard about it. But it's a great story of people giving of themselves, their time, their service, their skills to go rescue this team. And it's just an unbelievable story of sacrifice that we can all learn from. It doesn't mean that we're all, deep cave divers and rescuing people, but it's bringing what you have to help others, and so it's a really wonderful story. So
yeah, I think what stood out to me the most was the fact that the everybody in the movie, everybody in the story had some unique gift to contribute. They brought in the Navy SEALs from Thailand, the pararescuemen that were stationed in Japan from the United States. There were volunteer cave, actually one of the locals who lived there was the most familiar with the cave, and he mapped out the entire cave. And then the unique niche of cave diving, who the people that were brought in from around the world to rescue these 13, it was 12 boys and their coach. They had a unique skill set of cave diving, and they, in the film, they talked about how they had not they had kind of grown up. They were kind of outcasts and misfits, and they never were really good at sports. And so they found going into very deep, dark places that were undiscovered very calming and relaxing. Whereas most of us would be stressed out of our minds. Yeah. That was what brought calmness and serenity to their lives. And in this situation, it was so intense. They needed to have that disposition and that unique gift and skill set to rescue these people. And so, but the community that all came together all around the world, people volunteered from all over the world to help these 13 boys. And it was like it was a world-class effort to bring them out. And it was something that everybody, I'm not going to spoil the story, but it was something that everybody gave of themselves for others, and that had such an appeal to it that was so uplifting and so invigorating. And I feel that we all can do that. When we give of ourselves, when we have a gift or something unique that we can do, that we love to do, and we do that for someone else, there's no better gift than you can give is what you love to do and who you are, and giving that to others.
Yeah. So we just want to encourage you this holiday season to remember to take care of yourself. This time of focus on others and activities and food and all of these things, but don't forget to take care of yourself. But also find what can you give to others that's a simple act of service that will be meaningful for people beyond what you could imagine. So with that, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you all. We hope you have a wonderful and safe season.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. We wish you a happy holiday.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time.